guys, good morning. I am super happy to see my Pilates peeps. Happy Monday, best way to start the week ever. My name's Elizabeth, I'm your instructor. You're in a Pilates inspired fitness class. For props today, we're going to use dumbbells. So let's grab those dumbbells and get this party started. Super simple, you guys. We'll just come onto all 10 tippy toes, lower one heel, bend one elbow, and switch and switch and switch and continue. So we're just coming into a simple Pilates prance. This move will begin to warm up the body. And I'd like to take this opportunity to request of you, as always, to please keep your workout with me today pain-free. So the rule is comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. So anytime you're feeling something like stabbing pain, shooting pain, joint pain, structural pain, anything like that, please stop what you're doing and do something different so those feelings go away. It is super important to me that my students feel better after class, not worse. So I need your help with that. So please take care of your sweet body and modify at any time. And you will also see that I will modify on some exercises. So I do practice what I preach. All right, guys. If you're with me on YouTube, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for checking me out. I know there's a lot of Pilates instructors and a lot of really, really good Pilates instructors actually who have YouTube channels. So I'm super happy that you dropped in on me and I'd love to see you again. Well, maybe I should say, I'd love for you to see me again. Well, anyways, we're still spending time together, even if it's a little bit of a, yeah, okay. Anyways, you know what I mean. So if you're on YouTube, welcome. I'm glad you're here. All right, guys, we're breathing. That navel is tucked to the spine. Notice if you're feeling your heart rate beginning to come up, just warming up the body. If you're with me this morning in Southern California, it's a little chilly. It's a little overcast. It's a little rainy, which I always love. And then I didn't hear how the weather is in New England this morning, but I bet it's lovely with the fall color, oh, cozy, yeah, with the fall colors turning. Woo! So I love that with my Zoom classes, I can have students visit me from all over the place. It's really cool. Okay, guys, we're gonna switch this up in just a moment for 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. Woo! I don't know about you guys, but that definitely warmed me up. Let's swing those arms from side to side. Taking a move I call Lady in a Park and just noticing how that feels. We will revisit this move in class, and I want you to begin to notice if it feels different. For 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, from here, we'll reach those arms into a goalpost position. We'll kick one foot back, bring those forearms together, and then step together and do it again. And I'm realizing that I'm well camouflaged. So you can't really see what my arms are doing. I guess you can in the mirror behind me, but I'll give you a different angle. So it's like our elbows are resting on one of those, I don't know, high bars or something. Anyways, if you imagine your elbows are resting on a surface, we're just sliding those elbows across, kicking one foot back and then the other foot back, waking up that shoulder area. Man, my dumbbells feel heavy today. That's kind of interesting. Some days are like that. I thought perhaps I grabbed a heavier weight than normal, but alas, nope, just the same way I usually grab. For 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, notice how those shoulders feel. Let's swing those arms from side to side. For 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, we're gonna take this right down to the ground. So keep those dumbbells nearby. And let's come down to an all fours position. So coming to an all fours position on our hands and knees, I want you to drop your belly button down towards the mat, sticking that booty out behind you. And then let's lift that spine up towards the ceiling, lifting that waist up towards the ceiling, shifting our gaze down towards our thighs or our knees. And then let's drop that belly button down and continue alternating from side to side, or from up and down rather. I'm just entering another student. Yeah, you guys look awesome. Really good. So we're just getting that movement in that spine area, coming into like a cat-cow type situation. And breathe. Yeah, looking really good. So our spine, guys, is full of joints, and we are moving those joints and moving those joints. Hey, cute thing, welcome. Glad you're here. You're welcome. So moving those joints helps to get that synovial fluid in those joints, which is a terrific thing. So that's one of the reasons we're doing this. All right, and then come to center where you're neither in either of those exaggerated positions. Let's kick the left leg out behind you. Reach your right arm forward. And then let's draw the elbow to the knee and round your back, and then kick everything long and do it again. So I'm interested in still mimicking that cat-cow situation. Well, less of the dropping the belly button down, but do try to bring in that curve in the spine, which, by the way, I am modifying. So if you're watching me going through this range of motion, my range of motion is tiny in terms of the movement in my spine, but for you, it probably is greater, and that probably feels fantastic. For 2 and 1, keep that leg out behind you, but let's put both hands down and then imagine that leg is like a tail. We're just going to wag it from side to side, keeping that leg straight. Yeah, looking good. So it's the head of the femur moving in the hip socket. I always feel like, well, kind of feel like a shark, actually. You know how they swim like this. It's a little scary. Oh, I'll cue this instead like a puppy. So you're like a cute puppy, like Catherine's puppy. Yeah, and as I look up, Catherine's puppy is in fact wagging his tail. So pretend we're wagging a tail for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. Whoa, really feeling that crazy. It's just a simple move, but really feeling that on the backside. Okay, guys, let's separate those knees, reach that booty down towards the heels, walk those hands forward, coming into a resting, stretching position. If there is a different rest or stretch that would feel better for you, by all means, do that instead. For 2 and 1, and let's shift ourselves forward, coming back onto all fours. And then this time, guys, let's kick that right leg straight out behind. Reach that left arm straight forward. Yeah, you guessed it. And then let's bring the elbow to the knee underneath the belly button. Kick everything long. Do it again and continue. Breathing. Woo. Yeah, maybe a bit of a balance challenge here. This is a terrific core strengthening exercise. Feels so good. You guys, so nice to like wake up and move our bodies. I mean, what a gift. What a gift. For 3 and 2. All right, let's keep that leg lifted, but place that hand down. Whoops. And then let's begin to wag that cute little puppy dog tail. And breathe. Yeah, it's really cute. I'm seeing feet moving across my screen. And breathe. You know, I've heard that health is like a negative gratitude. It's like when you have it, unless you purposefully think about it, you don't really appreciate it that much. But when you don't have it, it's all you want. And when I read that, I made a decision to not have it be a great negative attitude or a negative gratitude. All right, for 2 and 1, and come to center. Let's separate those knees, reach that booty back. And just enjoy that stretch. Yeah, so what I was just trying to express was let's not make health a negative gratitude. Let's make it a positive gratitude because we're grateful while we have it. That's pretty cool. For 3 and 2 and 1, and let's come back to all fours. All right, coming back to all fours, guys. Let's kick that left leg long again. And this time we will keep that knee high in space, but bend the knee bringing the heel to the touch, and then kick it long and do it again and continue. So begin to feel that hamstring on the left side. Yeah, breathing, and begin to also notice how we're, in a sense, holding a plank position with our arms. So notice how you're starting to feel the arms, the shoulders, the triceps, the biceps. We're hollowing out that belly. So there's a lot going on here. And breathe. You know, I was just thinking about it. That negative gratitude is kind of like your car. Like, we don't necessarily get in our car and think, oh, thank goodness my car is running today. I'm so grateful for that. But if we got in our car and it didn't start, all we would wish for was our car to start. Yeah, that's a really nice comparison, I think, to be an example of that phrase, negative gratitude. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1, and let's lower that knee down. Oh my gosh, notice how one side feels really different than the other. Let's balance that out. So kicking the other leg long behind, keeping that knee lifted, we'll bend and straighten, and bend and straighten, and continue. Yeah, as I go through my day and my life, I try to find those little things to be grateful for. You know, there's so many things to be grateful for. And, you know, I've read studies where just contemplating what you're grateful for elevates the mood and makes one happier and more satisfied. Yeah, all right. So I guess we'll call this Gratitude Monday. I'm grateful it's cloudy outside. What are you guys grateful for? I'm curious. Not that you can tell me, but it's good to think about. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. Okay, well done. Here's something you can be grateful for, a stretch. So let's separate those knees, walk those hands forward, come down into that forward fold stretch. And notice if you feel a little more limber in your back area. And just enjoy. For 3 and 2. All right, guys, we're going to turn this stretch into an exercise. So keep those hands where they are. Keep your lower body where it is, but jut yourself forward. So you're sort of in this strange lizard type position. Your body is at an angle, and then your chest is going to come way forward as you bend those elbows, straighten those arms, and then reach that booty back. So it's kind of a long reach, and then your chest comes way over your hands as we come into these child's pose push-ups. So as we're doing this, guys, let's think about keeping the elbows in close towards the body. Woo. And you're breathing. And it's okay if your bend is super tiny. It doesn't need to be large. Although if it is large and you have the strength to maintain that with good form, that's totally fine. Woo. And breathe. And this exercise particularly, guys, if your range of motion is not great and you continue doing this, this is a really good strengthening exercise for this type of move for the upper body. Feeling it quite a bit, feeling all that warmth in the shoulders and the chest and the back, getting that synovial fluid in the knees. It's always good. Just moving our joints through space. For 3 and 2. Okay, here's another thing you can be grateful for. This is the last one. And reach that booty all the way back. All right, guys, let's come back into that stretch. So just walk those hands forward. Just enjoy this stretch. I don't know about you, but when we first started this morning and we came into this stretch for the first time, my head was far from the mat, and now I feel much more released. I feel release in my back. It feels really good. For 3 and 2 and 1, and walk yourself forward. Yeah. Okay. Well done. Let's lace those fingertips behind the head. And then let's bring the right elbow down, come to center, and the left elbow down and come to center, and continue. By the way, if this kneeling thing isn't working for you, of course, at any time you can omit the kneeling and do something a little different so you're not kneeling. All right, breathing for 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. Okay, and then let's twist to the right, come to center, twist to the left, come to center, and continue. Actually, thinking about it a little more in depth, today's class will be difficult if kneeling doesn't work for you. But really, I mean, you can just pause and do cardio. You can march, reaching those arms overhead. You can come into doing planks on the wall. You can pet your dog. You can grab that cup of coffee. Yeah, so just make this work for you, whatever that looks like. For 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, then let's bring those knees together. So we're on our haunches. So our heels are underneath the tush. And then let's walk back. Yeah, placing those hands behind. And then let's open those knees a little bit. Yep. Let's open those feet a little bit. Maybe nestle that booty down towards the ground. And if that feels good and you want more, not saying that you should, but if you do, you can come down to those elbows. Yep, feeling that really terrific stretch in those quadriceps. This is quite an intense angle for the knee. So if this is not working for you, really just stay lifted or come into a different stretch and breathe. Yeah. Okay. So if you're in the category with it where this feels awesome and you want more, you can begin to lie your back flat. And I'm seeing lots of options on my screen of students doing different things, and I really appreciate that. Lets me know that you are taking care of your body, so that is awesome. Yep, feeling that stretch regardless of the version that you are doing. For 4 and 3, 2, and then let's slowly press ourselves back up to an upright position, and then let's come up onto the knees. We'll bring those feet closer together behind us. Yeah, so you can see in the mirror that my feet are now nearer to each other, and then we'll reach those arms forward. I'll give you a different angle for this exercise. All right, so reaching those arms forward, we're going to lean back, maybe tap the heel if that's available. Take that top arm and bring it kind of up and over to the side, and then come to center and switch. And come to center and switch and continue. Yeah, I love it. I can see you guys in the mirror when I turn away from you. That's cool. Okay, so you are breathing, pressing those hips forward if that feels okay for you. As you reach that arm back, guys, see if you can recruit your abdominal muscles and your core to hold everything taut. And also taking a little bit of spinal rotation. Woo, feeling those quadriceps and the ones that we just stretched. Now we are working them. Yeah, really good. And breathe. You guys look awesome. I love it. For 4, very spry. And 3, and 2. And give me 1 more and come to center. Nice job. Open those arms to a T. And then let's twist to one side and center, and the other side and center. And let's keep those hips forward as opposed to having those hips twist with us. For 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, next we're going to, okay, so here's where this is going. Any modification is fine. Let's reach those arms forward. Take a step forward with that left foot. Tuck the toes under of the right foot. Come up to standing and open those arms. And then we'll lower and lift and lower and lift and continue. By the way, I want your feet really far apart. I also want your front knee behind your toe. Yeah. Yeah, I said that correct. So we're protecting our knees. In other words, our knee is not jutting forward over our foot. That would be the left knee. Yep. And breathe for 3 and 2. As I'm saying, the left knee, I'm looking at you guys, and it looks like Catherine has her right knee out, unless it's just a, yeah, always a rebel in the class. I love that. All right, for 3 and 2 and 1, let's come all the way down. By the way, notice how your arms are getting tired? That's on purpose, guys. Certainly, if you need to put them down, you can. And then we'll lower that left foot, unless you're Catherine. No, I'm just kidding. And then let's take that right foot and we'll kick it forward and tuck those left toes underneath you. Take an inhale as you exhale. Let's come up to standing. All right, looking good. And then we'll lower and lift, lower and lift. Woo! I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely feeling those arms. Yeah. Really good. You guys look awesome. Again, just check in and make sure that that knee is remaining behind the toes. Woo! Yeah. You guys are so strong. I love it. Yep. Looking good. Little bit of a balance challenge for sure. How are those arms doing? I know, I'm feeling it too. For 3. And 2. And 1. And let's come all the way down. Nice job. And then we'll reach both feet behind us, coming into just a kneeling position, and swing those arms from side to side. Yeah, feeling that quite a bit. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Okay, guys, next we're going to come to a seated position. That's transitory. We're not going to stay in the seated position. And I actually want your elbow down onto the mat. And that elbow is directly below the shoulder. And then realizing I didn't plan my space very well. And then from here, guys, you can stagger your feet, or you can have one foot on top of the other, whichever makes more sense for you today. And take an inhale. As you exhale, let's lift those hips and reach that top arm up to the ceiling. And hold, hollowing out that belly. Navel is stuck to the spine. If this is super easy for you, who are you? No, I'm just kidding. If this is easy for you and you want more, you can take that top leg and lift it up towards the ceiling. I am not going to do that, but you're welcome to. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's come down. Well done. All right, remember those dumbbells we set nearby? Let's go ahead and grab one, and then we'll come to a relaxed position. You can place your hand on your head. Actually, if you wish, you can even stay on your forearm. You can also rest your head, your bicep, your ear on your bicep. So lots and lots of options here, guys. Okay, and then from here, we'll bend those knees straight out from the hips with our legs in a 90-degree angle. We'll lift those feet and lower, lift and lower. Yeah, so this kind of sneaks up on you, but I want you to begin to notice as you're engaging that core area, how you're starting to feel this in the obliques. Giving you that really strong side body area. For 2, and then next time those feet are lifted, keep them lifted. All right, now the dumbbell will come in. So we'll bend that elbow, palm facing forward, reach that arm up overhead and lower, and do it again and continue. Yeah, looking good, guys. Those ankles are still lifted in space. Yeah, looking good, and you are breathing. Woo. Feeling this, notice how you're feeling the outer thigh of the leg of the knee that is lifting. You're feeling the arm muscles of the arm that's moving through space. You're feeling your top glute muscles as you're going through this range of motion. You're feeling the inner thigh of the bottom leg holding everything taut. Feeling those oblique muscles. Did I mention you're feeling the oblique muscles? Yeah, looking good, guys. Kind of sneaks up on you. Woo! Feeling this quite a bit. For 4 and 3. Looking good, 2. All right, next time that leg is lifted, keep it lifted. Let's lift the ankle so that leg is no longer at an angle. So I'll do that again. So this is where we started with the heels, feet together, and then we're just going to lift in space. All right, guys, then let's kick that leg long bring it in, kick it long, bring it in, and continue. And then this dumbbell, we'll reach it up overhead. And do it again. Woo! Again, notice where you're feeling this, probably in a lot of places. That is also true for me. I'm also feeling it in a lot of places. And if you're not feeling it that much, guys, maybe slow your movement down and move as though it's really hard to move your body in each direction. So if you're new to Pilates, Pilates has a mind-body connection component. And in that mind-body connection, we can take a simple move that would be easy, and we can make it harder with our intention. And doing that is part of the magic of Pilates. Oh, for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, let's lower that knee down, lower both feet down, reach both arms forward. You can just set the dumbbell to the side, take that top arm up and over, opening those arms to a T, if that feels good to you, and you can look over those far fingertips, which I'm not going to do. And breathe and just enjoy this stretch. Maybe think about something you're grateful for. All right, just enjoy the stretch for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. All right, let's come back to that side aligned position. And then, guys, we'll take that top leg and we'll kick it out and hover it in space. Yeah, top leg hovering in space. Then we'll bend that knee, and this time we'll bring it more than just in front of the hip. We'll bring it towards our chest in a manner that feels good, and kick it long, and do it again, and continue. Now, again, we could do this with minimal energy. We feel it, but not that much. But feel it a lot by pretending you're dragging something towards you with your knee, and then you're pushing something away. And those things that you're dragging and pushing really want to remain stationary. Well, I said that was a lot of syllables. In other words, make your muscles work hard as you're going through this range of motion. And breathe. I used to want to be a writer, and I can sense that sometimes in my cues. It's like I feel like I'm just playing with words as like I would if I were writing. Oh, feeling this quite a bit. Navel tuck to the spine. For 4, yeah, seeing the puppies. And 3, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, one of my students has a puppy who just walked on screen. For 2, and the next time that leg is out, pause. Okay, then take that leg, lower and lift, and continue. If you're the kind of person who really appreciates multitasking, you're welcome to come into an arm movement, whatever that looks like. It's not necessary, but I guess I'll cue it in case. So if you wish, you can just rest that upper body. Otherwise, you can tuck that elbow into the waist and lift and lower. Oh, yeah, feeling this a lot. For 4 and 3, I'm seeing those faces. And 2 and 1. Okay, let's keep that leg lifted, guys. Pivot those toes down. So I'll do that again. So toes parallel and then toes down. And then we'll tap those toes slightly back behind and lift and do it again. So we've rotated the head of the femur in the hip socket. If that does not feel good for you, you are certainly welcome to pivot that foot back to parallel. And breathe. Yeah, still feeling this in the obliques. Isn't that interesting? For 4 and 3, 2 and 1. For real. You can be grateful for that. Okay, let's reach those arms forward again. Take that top arm up and over. Yeah, and just really enjoy the twisty sensation in your spine, but also this stretch in that back booty area. Going for that cute perky booty. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1. All right, guys, one more thing we're going to do here. Let's take this top knee and we'll bring it out in front of the hip and lie it flat. So there's a little bit of a stretch going on here. You are welcome, but let's work on that bottom leg. So we'll flex that bottom foot and then lift and lower and lift and lower and continue. And breathe. Yeah, looking good. Feeling that inner thigh of that bottom leg, feeling that stretch on the top glute and just enjoy. Woo! Yeah. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, switching gears. Let's press ourselves up to a seated position. Grab your dumbbells. Keep those legs out in front of you. I said kick those legs out, but actually I want the knees bent. Yeah, so knees bent, feet flat, and then lie back. Okay, guys, so we're coming into a bridging sequence next. And for this sequence, I want your head to stay down. So that means if you want to look and see what I'm doing, please just put your hips down. So anytime we lift the hips, we want the head down. So that's the rule. Okay. Dumbbells in hand, navel tucked to the spine. Reach those arms into a goalpost. Those elbows are resting on the mat, super far away from the shoulders, out to the side, arms bent in a 90-degree angle. By the way, if ever you're in the studio with me and I'm cueing for this on the reformer, this is where I want your arms. I don't want those elbows lower than what the ground would be. All right, take an inhale, exhale, lift those hips, reach those arms up to the ceiling. And lower and lift and continue. Yep. So again, we're keeping that head down, coming into a bridge, lifting those hips, reaching those arms up to the ceiling. Begin to squeeze that back booty area. Yep. And breathe, feeling this in the back body. This is inherently, guys, a posture correcting exercise because we're bringing our hips in front of our torso, which is the exact opposite of the torso being in front of the hips, which is where most of society's posture easily goes because our whole life is in front of us and our body grows accustomed to leaning forward over our lives, which are in front of us. All right, for 3 and 2, and lower those elbows and lower those hips. Nice job. Let's just rest the arms at the side, and then with those hips down, you can look up if you wish. And then take a step apart with those feet and windshield wiper those knees from side to side. Just feeling that really terrific stretch in the quadriceps area, feeling that really terrific booty massage. Yeah, feels really good. All right, and then let's come back to center, and then this time we'll come into a Pilates V. Oh, sorry, I got a hair on my lip. Okay, in your Pilates V, that means your heels are together and your toes are slightly apart. We'll reach those arms out to a T, and then we'll lift those palms off of the mat so our arms have a little bit of a roundness. Take an inhale, you exhale, let's lift those hips. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. As we lift those hips, let's hug an imaginary tree in front of your chest and breathe. And continue squeezing that back body. Good. By the way, I purposefully did not cue whether I want you to hinge or articulate up vertebrae by vertebrae. Because I want you to do whatever feels best for you, whatever your body naturally goes into. So just breathe. By the way, they're both correct. They're both just a little different. All right, for 4 and 3 and 2, and the next time those hips are lifted, pause. All right, arms are up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. Then, guys, let's lift those heels and lower, lift and lower, and continue. And then, keeping the elbows above the shoulders, we'll straighten the arms. And as we lift those heels, we'll bring those dumbbells down towards our head and straighten those arms up to the ceiling as we lower those heels and continue. So in other words, if you're like an old gym rat, or you spent time working out in the gym with dumbbells, this would be like a skull crusher or a triceps extension. Trying to keep those elbows still in space, which when I take a moment and watch these videos, I realize I'm never doing that, even though I'm trying very hard. So just try, do your best, just like in life. Nobody's perfect, as they say. All right, and breathe, and 3, and 2, and one, and then lower those heels, lower those arms, and lower the booty, bringing everything back down to the mat. Nice job. Take a step apart with those feet and windshield wiper those knees from side to side. And breathe. Just laughing at that super cute puppy. For 2. And the next time those knees are over to the right, guys, pause. Let's lace those fingertips behind the head. Knees are to the right. So we've got a twisty sensation in the midsection, and we've got a stretch in that top quadriceps. All right, from here, take an inhale. Exhale, come into a crunch. Inhale, lower. Exhale, crunch. And continue. You're crunching straight up the center, which is cool, guys, because we're targeting those, excuse me, we're targeting those oblique muscles. And usually to target them, we need to do a rotation as we come into a crunch. But here we have the lower body rotated, so we're just crunching straight up the center. By the way, this is my favorite oblique exercise, and in my years of personal training and being a Pilates instructor and all the different things I've done, I feel like this is the one exercise that really gets those oblique muscles most visibly strong. In other words, giving you that definition. That's just my opinion. Somebody else probably has a different opinion, but that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it with my nice strong obliques. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Lower that head, and then we'll bend those knees back up towards the ceiling and drop them over to the left. And before we invite in the oblique crunches, we'll give our body a moment to settle into the stretch. Oh, really noticing how that stretch feels in that top quadriceps muscle. And just enjoy that. For 2 and 1, and then guys, fingertips lace behind the head. Take an inhale, exhale, crunch straight up the center. Inhale, lower, exhale, crunch, and continue. Yep, and breathe. Hollowing out that belly. Woo, feeling those oblique muscles. Yep. Boy, you know, another thing I'm really grateful for is that I can see my oblique muscles as a former morbidly obese person. It's really exciting just to be able to see my muscular definition. I mean, it was underneath there most of the time because I was still exercising and strong, but you couldn't really see it because it was covered with layers of adipose tissue. All right, guys, breathing for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. In other words, just rest your head. Oh, for 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. Okay, switching gears. Let's come do that sideline work on the other side. So let's remember. So the first thing we're doing is that plank. So elbow underneath the shoulder, and those feet can be stacked or staggered, whatever feels best for you. Using your strong core, take an inhale as you exhale, lift those hips. By the way, I want your head in line with your spine, and then let's reach that top arm up to the ceiling. And if it's calling to you, maybe lift that top leg or not. Yeah, I'm not seeing any takers for lifting that top leg. Maybe out in the YouTube world. All right, guys, you are breathing for 5. Woo, 4, feeling this quite a bit. And 3, oh, I see a leg lifted. And 2, and 1, lower down. Well done. I appreciate everyone challenging yourself, whatever that looked like. Okay, nice job. Coming into that sideline position, we will bring both knees out in front. Have one dumbbell handy, and then this time, guys, to start with, let's place our hands on our waist. So I really want you to feel those oblique muscles. All right, and lift and lower, and continue. And maybe you're not feeling it too much to begin with. See if you can recruit your mind-body connection such that you are feeling these muscles in your midsection working. Looking good. I was so excited to wear my one of my favorite Lululemon jackets, because in Southern California, we don't get to do that often because it's always warm. But I'm realizing that I really do blend in with the background. You can't really see what I'm doing. All right. And and breathe for 3 and 2. And the next time those feet are lifted, keep them lifted. All right, this time we'll grab that dumbbell, tucking that elbow into the waist. Take an inhale as you exhale. Let's open that knee, reach that arm up and lower and switch and do it again. Woo, and continue. And now notice if you're feeling those obliques a little bit more. Yeah, it's funny. I'll see new students sometimes come into the studio, and I really love watching their learning experience, because in the beginning, like for example, if I'm having them push the reformer out, they're like, oh, I can do this. And the goal is not to be able to do it, like not to have the muscular strength to do it, but to be able to do it with control and make it harder than it actually is. So it's kind of a hard thing to understand sometimes. All right, guys, for 3 and 2. And the next time that knee is lifted, keep it lifted. Okay, that top foot, we're going to lift it in space. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, and then we'll kick that leg along and bring it in and do it again. And continue. Let's begin to bring that knee in a little closer. Yeah, up towards the chin or the chest or whatever range of motion feels flexible for you today. And breathe. Looking so good. I feel like we're all, hey guys, how you doing? Just waving at each other through our little boxes on the screen. Oh man, another thing I'm super grateful for is Zoom. Our culture has really shifted to a Zoom culture. All right, guys, for 2 and 1. Okay, now we will rest that arm and we'll take that leg down straight out from the hip, and we'll lift and lower and lift and lower and continue. And breathe. Feeling that outer thigh area, that booty area. By the way, this lower leg, lower portion of the lower leg is still lifted. And place your hands on your belly, or your waist rather, and see if you can feel those muscles. Yeah, so lots and lots of muscles active for 3 and 2. And the next time that leg is lifted, keep it lifted, pivot those toes down, and then we'll tap and lift. And this time we're kicking that leg back in space a little bit. So I'll give you a different view of what I am talking about. So you still can't really see, but see where my hips and my body is, and then I'm kind of kicking slightly back. Yeah, so targeting a different area. And of course, if that's hurting your body, then just come back to an earlier version that did not hurt your body. This is hurting in a good way, comfortably uncomfortable, this area right back here. Yeah, again, going for that perky booty. Oh, and that strong backside for 4 and 3 and 2. Woo! And 1. All right, let's reach both knees forward. Feel that moment of rest. Yeah, I'm feeling it too. Reach those arms forward. Take that top arm up and over. Oh, coming into that side body stretch. Maybe looking over those far fingertips. Whoops. Man, you guys, I feel like today's class flew by. We've got about 7 more minutes, but gee, that seems like it went by super fast. All right, for 3 and 2 and 1, come back to center, and then we'll take our top knee and we'll bring it forward, coming into that figure 4 stretch. And then notice how you're still feeling a stretch back here. You're welcome. And we'll do work with that bottom leg. So let's lift and lower and lift and lower, feeling the inner thigh of that bottom leg, feeling a nice stretch back here. Woo, and breathe. Looking so good, loving it. Yeah. Looking good, feeling that inner thigh. Woo. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and rest. Okay, just notice that feeling of rest after all of that activity. Notice how that feels. I think it feels pretty good. Let's take both arms in front and then take that top arm up and over. Yeah, and again, if you wish, you can look over those far fingertips. I am not going to do that, but you are welcome to do that. And breathe. for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, just flip over and lie on your back. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Open those knees wide to the side. Yeah. And then, so it's kind of like butterflying those knees. And then let's just press the soles of the feet together. And press. Keep that head down. Press the soles of the feet together. And then while you're doing this, maybe lessen the pressure between your booty and the mat. In other words, maybe think about lifting those hips. And I'm not asking you to lift super high, although you certainly can if that feels good for you. But even an energetic lift where your body does not leave the mat underneath you, but you're just applying less pressure. Pressing the soles of the feet together. Yeah, and then maybe gently rocking from side to side if that feels good. Woo! Yeah, lots going on as we do this movement. And breathe. Did I mention you're pressing those feet together for 3 and 2 and 1, and then release all that muscular engagement, feeling that muscular relaxation, and notice how your muscles feel after that little flurry of engagement. All right, and we'll do that again. So let's press the soles of the feet together. So already, guys, just in pressing the soles of the feet together, you are recruiting a lot of muscles, okay? So if that's all you want, that's totally fine. If you want more, maybe begin to think about lifting those hips just a little, even if it's just energetically. And breathe and hold and press the soles of the feet together. And notice, by the way, how your ears are over your shoulders. If you were standing with this posture, in other words, your ears are above your shoulders. So that is desirable and often uncomfortable because, again, our body grows so accustomed to leaning forward with our head jutting forward. I know you've been holding this a long time. It's on purpose for 3 and 2, woo, and 1, and rest. Okay, and then let's just shimmy those knees from side to side, feeling that active stretch after that active work and that booty massage. You're welcome. If you press your booty into the mat, you'll apply more. You'll feel those muscles being massaged to a greater degree. Oh, for 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Okay, guys, let's hug those knees into the chest. Come into a crunch position with your head, neck, and torso. Release that left leg. Kick it long, all 10 fingertips on that right shin. Pull it towards you with an exhale, and switch, and switch, and switch, and continue. Now, if you're in the category where this is bothersome for your neck, you have options. One is you can lie your neck flat. The other is you can just rest your head into your hands, applying a little pressure from your head into your hands to make sure that you're not using your neck to hold you forward. So breathe, yep, or anything else is fine. Yeah. Loving it, loving the variations. I'm always so happy to see people modifying because I know they're taking care of their bodies, and that's really my goal as an instructor, is to have you take care of your body and learn about your body. And what my body does might be different than what your body does, and yeah, so just no big deal. Take care of the body for 4 and 3 and 2. Let's hug both knees into the chest, lower your head, and then separate those knees a lot. And then begin to pull those knees back towards your shoulders. Just twist away from the camera for this. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, guys, then keep those knees close to your armpits, but let's bend those knees, bringing the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. And that back is flat. You can lift your head if you wish, and then let's grab onto those ankles or those feet, or even the backs of the thighs, whatever's available to you, and just gently pull those knees towards your shoulders, rocking from side to side. And breathe. Woo! For 4. Really enjoying that stretch in that inner thigh area after we work those inner thighs quite a bit. And 2, and 1, and come to center. All right, guys. Place those feet onto the mat. And then let's keep those legs out long. Reach those arms behind, and then take an inhale. As you exhale, reach those arms up to the ceiling and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way up. Wow, really nicely done, you guys. And then reach those fingertips forward towards your toes. I am not going to do that, but you are if that feels good for you. Just feeling that really nice stretchy sensation in the back. For 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, and then however you wish, let's come to a standing position. I am so happy you guys joined me today. I really appreciate that. If you weren't here, I would have no reason to be here, and I'm glad I have a reason to be here because I like working out with you guys. For 3 and 2, and does your body feel different? Remember we did this at the beginning of class? Yeah, love it. Awesome. Mine too. For 2 and 1, come to center, reach those arms overhead, drop those shoulders, curl those fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way down. When you get down to the bottom, nod your head. Heck yes, I feel amazing. And shake your head. No, no, no. And then softness in the knees, head is heavy, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way up. And then bring those shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. One more time, up, back and down. And go forth into your Monday and your week with your awesome posture. Really nice work, you guys. I kept you a couple minutes over just in case anyone's on a tight time schedule. If you're with me on YouTube, please comment nicely, like, and subscribe.